You're watching Marsha on VeroBuzzTV.com.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to VeroBuzz TV. I'm Marsha Littlejohn, and you may recognize this gentleman. He is John May, and of course we've had him on the show with us so many times over the years, and of course every time wearing a different hat, doing different things and being involved. But I always look at you, John May, and I think about feeding the lambs. And what a great organization. Of course, people may be looking at you and say, oh yes, our health department, because that, as you say, is your job, your day job, so to speak.
Yes.
But your heart belongs to feeding the lambs.
Yes, it does. Anything dealing with kids and with seniors too, but Feed the Lambs is for the kids.
Yeah, you know, it's just so amazing because when we look around and we see so many people with so much to offer and so much for themselves, and then you turn around and you see these children that have absolutely nothing. And I wonder all over the world, because of course now with VeroBuzz TV, this is being seen all over the world.
Well,
you know, I
good.
saw it in Portugal, I saw it in Peru.
Wow.
So I know that's what the internet does for you. But when we think about all of these different things, and we think about Vero Beach, it's difficult to think that there's anyone out there starving.
Well, we hope not, and if they are, we want to try to meet the needs physically and spiritually.
Do you know, this is what I want you to do then, John May, because of course you've been so active in our community, and I know that we have viewers that may not be totally familiar with the real purpose of Feed the Lambs. So explain to us how you came up with this particular organization as president and founder of it. How did you get involved?
Well, I want to say that the person that started this was the late J. Ralph Lundy.
Yes, of course.
He started it, and my hat is off to him.
I forgot
He's
about
deceased,
that, of course,
but he passed the torch to me. And when he did, I incorporated Feed the Lambs so that we could continue on helping the kids in our county. So what it does is it helps the kids with a 7-week summer camp.
Ooh, terrific.
Which we just finished.
How'd they do?
They did great, Marcia. We moved out in a new location now. We're out in the South County area in Oslo.
Oh, good.
So I want to thank the school board who opened their doors and let us run the program there for this summer. And we were able to service almost 40 kids this year.
Oh, how
for
terrific.
our first time to be out there to get a building like that to help them.
And these are kids that probably didn't have any real structure over the summertime, and to have all of this opportunity. Where do you need volunteers to help with the kids?
Volunteers and donations, because we're out in this area where it's much needed. And believe it or not, the 7 weeks went great, and on the last week we took them to Busch Gardens.
Oh, how fabulous.
Yes, they were so happy. You know, Marcia, a lot of times kids, and we want to talk about the low poverty areas, they don't get to go nowhere. So when they go back to school, they don't have anything to talk about.
Oh, you know,
but they do now.
Oh, they do now indeed. Go to Busch Gardens?
Busch Gardens, yes.
You know, we were just talking with someone with one of the other organizations around here, and she was talking about how there was one child who had they'd lived in Florida all their lives, had never even seen the ocean. Never seen the beach. And so here you're working with these children. Now we're going to take a little break and then come back, John May. And if you're just tuning in, I'm talking with John May. He is president of Feed the Lambs Enrichment Program. And it's all to help these children. I love the 7-week program. I want to get you to talk more about it when we come back. We're going to take that break, come back in 60 seconds, so don't go away.
Attention! This important message is for any American who's about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare supplement team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
Well, thanks for staying with us. I'm indeed Marsha Littlejohn, and we are here with John May talking about Feed the Lambs. And Feed the Lambs is an enrichment program that was started, as you said, by the late Mr. Lundy, who, of course, he was a reverend, wasn't he?
Well, he was a minister in what he was doing, yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well,
yes.
And of course, this is what you said. This is a very spiritual giving program, the Feeding of the Lambs. And you now, as president, really have worked, and you just came off of a 7-week program with kids. What ages are we talking about?
Ages 6. Matter of fact, we went from age to 6 to 13 this year.
Oh boy. So you got those 13-year-old kids off the street.
Well, Marsha, somebody's got to start something, if we keep turning our heads on our teenagers, they will never get where we really want them to get. So we decided to let some of them in the program, and we let them know that next year we're going to try to extend it. You just got to have strong, committed people to work with them. You know, a child doesn't care how much you know till they know how much you care. So we have to show them love. That's the only way we're going to draw them.
Absolutely. And when you look around and you think, oh, sure, everybody cares, but then you look at someone else who doesn't even know what being cared about even feels like. And so this is what we're doing. You're talking about kids, though, from the community, and you had, what did you say, 40 of them?
Yeah, 40 participants this year.
All right, and you're in this new wonderful location then.
Yes, ma'am, and the thing about it was a good camp going, but I want to thank big brothers and sisters, because they assisted us in the reading program through the summer, so some of the kids, they got to read, so they'll be ready for the new school year.
Oh, I love this, because that's what we were just talking with the capacity builder of the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and talking about how they worked with children too. And it just brings it all home, and the volunteers that you need, and donations, as you mentioned.
Yes.
So now we mentioned the 7-week program, but it goes on all year long.
Yeah, we start our tutoring program, which we hope to start in October. And again, the school is going to help us out by allowing us to collaborate our program with them to still help the kids that are in the South County area.
Oh, this is so marvelous, because I love the way you explained that, though. You took the kids at the last week, and you had to have some good donations to do that.
Yes, we did.
You took them to Busch Gardens, and now when they go back to school, they can talk about it.
They can talk about it, that they done something too.
We don't. We take so much for granted, don't we? We don't think about those children that are going back to school. I know we have a wonderful program about the sneaker program and all these marvelous with the Education Foundation, but we never really kind of think about what the child is really feeling and thinking when he goes back to school after this summer.
Well, I know when I was little, I couldn't talk about where I went because we didn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
And so you listen to all the other kids talk, and you wonder, hey, am I ever going to make it? So I got to travel when I got older, but I made a promise with these kids. As long as Feed the Lambs is operating, they're going to have something to talk about when they go back to school.
Oh, John May, and I can tell you, I'm getting goosebumps, because when John May stands up and says something like that, he means it, and I can tell you that for a fact. We are talking with John May, who is president of Feed the Lambs, and that's an enrichment program. We're going to be talking about an up-and-coming gala that everyone can be a part of, have fun, and be supporting Feed the Lambs.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom, where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday, for all of your furniture needs.
Well, welcome back, everyone, to our final part and portion of this particular segment. And I can tell you, when John May is here, and even just taking the break with you, John, I just get goosebumps because you truly have that feeling in your heart of helping children. You've been there, done that, so to speak.
Yes.
And you're helping these kids with feeding the lambs, but you're having a great gala because it takes dollars and dimes, doesn't it?
Yes, and our gala is going to be in November, so people have enough time to save $75 a ticket.
Good.
So that they can come out and enjoy the gala. We'll have we have 2 speakers now, and we're working on Dwayne Johnson. I just want people to know that. We hope to get a yes, but you know, there's only 2 answers: yes, I can, or no, I can't. But we're going to go for it, and we have our Sheriff Lahr, and you know, our MC will be Rhett Palmer. But last year they did real great.
He's a fun. Rhett is a great MC.
And
you got to be careful about what he says, though.
Yes.
Because
yeah, we keep him in track there. But you know, this year our money is going to go towards a new van. We have 2 vans that we can constantly put money in, and now it's time to go and get a new van because we need the van to transport our children back and forth. So that's
you know, we ought to say right now, if you have a van that you'd like to support, give and donate to Feeding the Lambs, they can call whom?
They can call me at 772-501-2617.
All right, that's John May. Is it listed in a certain, would it be listed in Feeding the Lambs or Feed the Lambs?
No, it's just, it's listed in Feed the Lambs if they go on www.FTLEP.
Okay, that's the same thing, Feed the Lambs Enrichment Program.
Yeah, .com.
Okay, it's all those acronyms.
And our gala is going to be at the Vero Beach Yacht Club.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, so it's going to be at a nice place. And we were there last year, and they gave it to us again this year.
Oh,
so
terrific.
It's going to be, we filled the room last year, and I hope to do that this year too.
Oh, I think that's marvelous.
Let me tell you the theme, Gatsby.
Gatsby theme?
Yes.
Oh, get out those, no, I wanted to say blue suede shoes, but no, it's the, Gatsby is the what, black and white shoes?
Yeah.
Or something, I don't know.
Yeah, back in the 20s.
Back in the 20s, absolutely. Oh, how much fun.
Now, they need to, they can go to Acalena Bank on between 12th Street to purchase tickets, or they can call me and purchase the tickets, but they're $75. And that is nothing compared to some of the other events that take place. Yes. And that will be helping, of course, a great project. Yes, it will. That will get a new van, and whatever's left, we'll use it to operate the program. But we definitely need donations down and volunteers out in that area. Boy, I can tell you, volunteers, if you want to work with someone who really knows what he's doing, John May, who is the president of Feed the Lambs, and of course that's an enrichment program, and you've heard the story about the kids. I love the fact that now they're going to go back to school. In fact, it's just around the corner, as a matter of fact, and they can talk about going to Busch Gardens, and some of them, as you said, have never even been out of the city. That's right. Oh boy, well, John May, this is wonderful. We're going to get you back before November to talk about this wonderful, exciting event that is going to be happening to raise money for a van for Feed the Lambs. Yes. Thanks so very much for being with us. Thank you for having us. And we hope you enjoyed this edition of Vero Buzz TV. I'm Marcia Littlejohn.
See Arts in Depth with Barbara Hoffman, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 and 10 p.m.
Since 1951, Globe Life and Accident Insurance Company has been providing families with life insurance protection. $1 covers the first month of coverage, whether you choose from $5,000 up to $100,000 of coverage. First day coverage means no waiting periods, easy to buy, no medical exam, no risk 30-day money-back guarantee. Up to $150,000 of accidental death coverage can be added to your policy. Globe Life makes buying life insurance easy.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Vero Buzz TV. I'm Marcia Littlejohn, and I'm here with Megan Davis. And of course, when you say the name Megan Davis, you think of Harbor Branch, and of course Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute and the Immersion Tour. Wow! Now, am I saying that correctly? The Immersion Tour?
That is correct, Marcia.
Well, it's wonderful to see you.
It's great to be back. I always enjoy spending time with you.
Do you know, I want everyone to know that Megan is, and as you said, you are the interim executive director. I say you're just the director because you know everything there is to know about our wonderful Harbor Branch. It is so, does the world know about it?
Well, the world does know about us. We are quite internationally and nationally and locally known, but we want people to know more about us.
Well, this is why we love having VeroBuzz TV, because of course it does go all over the world, and of course with the internet, it just gives, and I've had people call and just ask about something they had seen, and I thought, where are you calling from? And they'd be someplace, you know. But when you think about what makes our world so beautiful here, not only in Florida, but around the universe as well, when you think about Harbor Branch and the oceanographic ideas, but what I love is to have people who are watching that may not be totally familiar with Harbor Branch and the Oceanographic Institute. It encompasses so many different divisions, doesn't it?
We do. We work in such a variety of different areas that are related to our ocean, which we know is 70% of our world, right? And so we work in our estuaries, which we know all about because of the Indian River Lagoon and the St. Lucie Estuary. We also work in the coastal waters with the coral reefs, and we also explore into the deep water.
Oh, yes, indeed. And wasn't that where at first, because the Lynx, didn't they start something with the submersibles?
That's right. That would be Mr. Seward Johnson and his colleague, Mr. Edwin Link. And we are a 44-year-old organization, so we were founded in 1971 in innovation, engineering, innovation, those things that drive science.
Well, this is what I love about it as well, because you do have, we know you have these ongoing projects that really keep, and you mentioned the estuary, we have the Indian River Lagoon, and we're so nervous about that right now, but all of the research and what you're doing there, and I love it when you see some of you guys out there with the dolphins and listening to them, and I didn't know dolphins knew how to talk, but they do.
They do, they communicate.
You just have to know how to listen.
That's correct.
But really, this is so much fun. But now when we talk about an immersion tour, very quickly, because I think we're about ready to wrap this one segment up, but very quickly, what is that going to be and when is that going to be?
Well, it's going to launch September 2nd. And so every Wednesday morning from 10 to 12, we're going to open our campus up for immersion tours so people can see behind the scenes of what our researchers are doing.
Oh, wow. Well, we are going to take this little break and then come back, and I'm going to ask you, what are the researchers doing?
Very good.
Because, and what you have discovered and what this world is in our community and how important our Harbor Branch is, it is just phenomenal. So don't go away. We'll be right back with Megan Davis, who is the Executive Director of Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
Well, thanks for staying with us. We're continuing our talk about our Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute with Megan Davis, director out really with all of the different departments and divisions. And Megan, when you and I were talking a little bit, we talked about volunteerism. We talk about some of the tours, and of course this wonderful opportunity for all of us to get to know more about. But what about volunteers? There may be people out there that have a science background, or maybe they don't have a science background, but they want to be involved. What can they do?
Sure. Well, we're always welcoming volunteers, and especially these days, we're looking for volunteers who would like to help us do the behind-the-scenes tours that we're be starting in September. And so the volunteers, if you have a science background, that's great. But if you really like to be out there with the public, that's great. That's really what we're looking for, is those that want to engage and explore and discover and be with us during our tours.
Megan, if you were, because I know there are people out there that, even some of our friends up in Brevard County, who don't really understand what Harbor Branch is all about. You mentioned the different divisions and the different topics that they do, but when we talk about research, Where are the scientists coming from, and what exactly are they researching?
Sure. Maybe I'll just step back and describe Harbor Branch.
Yes.
Harbor Branch is a research institute of Florida Atlantic University. And so that's we're part of a big university, which is really terrific, that allows us to conduct science, but also to teach and to train what we say the next generation of scientists and engineers. And so we have 150 employees that work at Harbor Branch, and we have 25 researchers that work in the areas of engineering and science.
Oh, how fabulous then. So when you say engineering and science, and we're talking about oceanographic science
correct.
And oceanographic engineering.
That's right.
How long have you been with Harbor Branch?
Almost 20 years.
All right. Have we discovered anything about the jellyfish and little things that are in the jellyfish?
Well, what we've been working on actually is working with sponges.
Oh, okay.
And looking for compounds in sponges that live on coral reefs. And these compounds can be used to help cure different diseases.
How terrific. Because the reason I ask that is we hear this commercial that comes on that, you know, and the first sentence is, do you believe that something could come from a jellyfish that could make you feel something or better? But it's some kind of a commercial lead-in. And I'm thinking, you know, this is what it takes, is the scientists and the research to do this. Where are the kids and the students that are coming from Atlantic University? Where are they finding their niche, so to speak, at Harbor Branch?
Right, so in each of our areas that we study in, we do have students, and what's very exciting, I'm going to tie this back into the immersion tours because the public's going to get to go behind the scene and see these different research areas. So for instance, in aquaculture, which is fish farming.
Oh, yes.
And we know how important aquaculture is. In fact, I think you joined us on one of those tours, didn't you? And so we know that 50% of our seafood comes from aquaculture. So our students come and study about systems and how to build tanks and how to raise fish. And then we have other students that work with our coral reef researchers, and they're discovering the different types of coral reefs, both shallow water and also deep water, and how to protect these coral reefs and what types of environmental changes are affecting the coral reefs and how they can
something we should all learn about and something we should all understand. Going to take a break now and come back in about 60 seconds and continue our talk with Megan Davis about our Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute, and really the fact that you are combined, you collaborate now, of course, with our Atlantic University, and what do we call it? It's not South Atlantic, it's just
Florida Atlantic University.
Florida Atlantic University, and so many people from Indian River County, they love that university. I tried to get my granddaughter to come up here. She was down in Fort Lauderdale. But she's not really into the scientist. She'd love the beach, but the idea that you're doing so much and the world needs to know. So when we come back, we'll talk all about these tours that will give you, the viewer, the opportunity to really get in behind the scenes of Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute. So don't go away. We'll be right back with Megan Davis.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom, where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday, for all of your furniture needs.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare supplement team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
Well, welcome back, and I'm so glad you stayed. You're going to be absolutely happy too, because we're going to give you a blow-by-blow description of what these wonderful immersion tours are going to be at Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute. And Megan Davis, when you said you were just explaining some during the break, it's going to be absolutely wonderful. They're small, they're intimate, you're behind the scenes, you're seeing exactly what goes on. So tell us about these.
That's right, and it's what goes on day to day in the life of a scientist. And so it's going to be very exciting. Excuse me. And so we're going to have 8 different types of chairs that the public can choose from. And so you can go behind the scenes. You'll be with the researchers there. So you can go and see the marine mammal work we do. You can learn about the Indian River Lagoon, the coral reef work that we do, the marine biomedical drug discovery work. Aquaculture. We have one tour called Life on the Edge.
Oh my goodness.
When you get to learn what's going on in the polar regions of the world.
Oh, sure.
And then we'll also have a general tour where somebody can come and get a great overview of what we see going on at Harbor Branch.
So they will literally be able to rub elbows, so to speak, with the researchers and see exactly how they're doing this. Now, is there a website? Because I know our viewers probably are not sitting there with a pen and pencil, but where can we go to find all this information?
Great. So if the viewer goes on the internet and searches for Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute, our website will come up, which is www.fau.edu/HBOI.
All right.
And there's also a telephone number.
Oh, good. Okay.
Which is 772-242-2293.
I should probably start every one of these types of interviews with get a paper and pencil out, because at the end of the interview we're going to be telling you how to get it. I always say just go to Google and Google Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute.
And you'll come right onto it, and we'll have something on our front page that tells you how to get involved.
Terrific. Very quickly though, if someone out there says, I would love to be a volunteer, I'd love to learn more about this and walk through these tours and as a volunteer, how would they do that?
They also go on our Harbor Branch website, and there is a place on there to be able to fill out the application to become a volunteer.
Okay, and is there training that goes along with that?
Absolutely.
Volunteer?
There's going to be some great training that goes along with it.
Oh, terrific. Well, the fact that you're really working with so many of these students too at Florida Atlantic University, it just seems to me that we're putting it all together. And when we think about our Indian River Lagoon, you may be new in our community, you may not even be in our community, but our Indian River Lagoon, you mentioned an estuary. I have always been told it's the second largest estuary in the country. Is that true? Next to Chesapeake?
Well, the Chesapeake is definitely the largest, and I'd have to check my facts on whether or not it's the second.
But I keep saying that.
Definitely one of the most biologically diverse and most important bodies of water.
Oh boy, and I can tell you, growing up in Brevard County, if we didn't have that Indian River Lagoon, you just wouldn't have what we have here.
That's right.
We are, you know, you live in Indialantic, and everybody said, where did you come up with the name Indialantic? Well, it was because it's the barrier island in between the Indian River Lagoon and the Atlantic Ocean. That's where that name came from.
That's right.
So, of course, it is all fun to know about these waterways with Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute, and, of course, these marvelous immersion, and am I saying that right? Immersion tours that you will be able to rub elbows with all of those researchers and see what's going on down there. Again, the website, just go ahead and Google Harbor Branch.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Megan, thanks so very much for coming on and talking to us.
Thank you, too. It's been a pleasure.
And we hope you've enjoyed our discussion about Harbor Branch Oceanographic Institute, and we'll see you next time.
Advertise your business on Buzz TV. Email buzztvnetwork@gmail.com or call 772-777-1382.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much. But at ICANN, we work for you. We shop all the private and government plans available, dozens of plans, to find the plan that best suits you and your family's needs at historically low prices.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. It takes the mystery out of comparison price shopping for prescription medicine, giving you the power to instantly find the pharmacy with the lowest price and save possibly hundreds and hundreds of dollars every single year. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
Please call 800-345-7585.
Since 1951, Globe Life and Accident Insurance Company has been providing families with life insurance protection. $1 covers the first month of coverage, whether you choose from $5,000 up to $100,000 of coverage. First day coverage means no waiting periods. easy to buy, no medical exam, no risk 30-day money-back guarantee. Up to $150,000 of accidental death coverage can be added to your policy. Globe Life makes buying life insurance easy.